our second summer orientation. We are glad you're here. My name is Neil Verdi, and I am honored and privileged to be the principal here at Carusi Middle School. Moreover, I'm excited to see so many familiar faces in the crowd. So many of you know that Carusi is absolutely a family affair. We know that some of you are here for the very first time. Maybe you're fifth graders who couldn't make it last week, and you're going to be sixth graders in September, and we're glad you're here. You might be seventh graders who've never been on campus before, or you might be eighth graders who are new to the district. But what you need to know is that Carusi absolutely is a family affair. So let's do this. Parents, put your hands in the air if you attended Carusi as a student or you attended Brainerd. Okay, so we've got a couple. All right, only a couple. But what we know is that folks choose to come to Cherry Hill for our schools, and we know that many folks choose to attend Carusi Middle School because they attended it themselves and they want their children to attend. So let me do some introductions tonight before we get started. We have a couple quasi-celebrities here. My goal is to be brief, but I want to introduce some folks that you'll need to know during the course of the school year. So if you are a sixth or an eighth grader, your house vice principal will be Dr. Julie Benavides. Dr. Benavides is right here. If you are you did better than I did on rounds of applause, Dr. Benavides. For seventh grade, if you're a seventh grader, your house vice principal will be Ms. Michelle Smith, who is right here. If you're a seventh grader, you'll also need to get to know your school counselor. So we have Mrs. Blumenstein is here somewhere. There she is, Mrs. Blumenstein, seventh grade counselor. We have our eighth grade counselor as well, Mrs. Martha Brown is here with us. And those of you who are sixth graders, Mrs. Shabili could not be here tonight, but I'm sure you'll get to meet her relatively soon. So we're excited you're here. We're excited for 5 full days of instruction starting next Thursday, which is September 9th. And the goal for this evening really is to make sure that you get a chance to tour the school, walk around, ask questions, feel comfortable, and get to sort of get back in the habit of being in school again. So the night is divided up into a number of stations where you'll get to meet some of our amazing faculty and you'll get to hear all about our school. So one of the things that I'm sure you'll hear is the notion that we are proud of our character education program here and are actually a national school of character. So you may have gotten a card. Take your card out if you've got a student should have gotten a card when they came in. You can take your card out. So when we say the pledge in the morning, we say the Carusi pledge as well. And we talk about the notion that Carusi students are they're caring, right? They're academic, they're responsible, they're unparalleled students with integrity, and that's what we expect from our Mustangs each and every day. And our school motto is enter to learn, go forth to serve, because that's what we believe our role is in developing citizens for the larger world. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to divide you up in groups by the card you received when you came in the door. Okay? So if you got the card Karen, who are we looking for? So Karen is going to be Mr. Lamp. So those of you who are Karen, if you've got a card that says Karen, you're going to walk right over here to see my friend Mr. Lamp. And Mr. Lamp, you have academic as well, correct? So if you've got a card that says caring or academic, what I want you to do is come on down, you're going to walk over, and you're going to line up right here with Mr. Lamb.
So to talk about schedules and forms, we have Mrs. Blumenstein. If you are coming into 7th grade, she will be your counselor. And then she'll be your counselor in 8th grade. Nurse Taylor, the one and only Nurse Taylor. She's our school nurse. Mrs. Brown, who is another counselor as well for 8th grade. So if you're in 8th grade, Mrs. Brown is your counselor. And then Mrs. Finkel, one of the child study team members. 7th grade. 7th grade.
If you are brand new to Carusi as a 7th or 8th grader, welcome. We're happy to have you. If you were here last year, but maybe you didn't actually ever enter the building, welcome. If you were here and you did come into the building, but you were like, I better get back there and figure out what's going on. Welcome help you navigate that. I know I'm not gonna say probably, I know she absolutely can help you navigate that. She will email you the information, you follow the step-by-step procedure, and you will be on. If there are any brand new seventh graders here who have not yet been contacted by me about what world language you would like to take next year, if you were already a Carusi student, you already have a world language, you have to stick with that for all 3 years. But if you are brand new to Carusi and I did not call your phone yet, please come up and see me tonight and let me know what world language you would like, and I'll make sure to put that into your schedule. All right? Once you know how to get on the parent portal, please make sure you go on and fill out any forms that are due for the first week of school. Everything is online. There's all kinds of different forms you have to fill out, whether your child can be photographed, the technology agreement form, you have to fill all of those things out. Okay? If you have any questions along the way, if you are a seventh grade parent, please feel free to email me at any time. My email address is my first initial of my first name, R, and then Blumenstein. You'll see it on the website too. You can go on at chclc.org. It is easier to email me a lot of times than to call me because I don't just sit at my desk, I'm up and about all day. And when I come back, I promise you I will get back to you with an answer. If you would like me to call you, always leave the phone number, and I promise you I can call you back that day. All right? Because I don't want you to be worried about anything. If you have a concern or an issue with anything that happens with your child in school, if it happens in a teacher's classroom, please reach out to that teacher first because they are the person that was there that knows what happened. If there's something that is happening just generally with your child and you need to reach out to me, please feel free to do that. I will always help you out and I will help your child out. So any of the students that are here, if you ever have a concern or an issue, please come down to guidance and see me when the issue is really little, because if you wait, it gets big and then it's much harder to solve. So please come early. All right? I'm going to pass it to Mrs. Brown because she's the 8th grade counselor and she.
Seventh grade is really the same for eighth grade. I was a seventh grade counselor last year, and I moved with my students to eighth grade. So if there are any new eighth graders here this evening, welcome. And if you have any questions, again, with your schedule, as Mrs. Blumenstein referred, you can see me at the end as well. I'm trying to stay on top of any new students that I see in the system, but please, come and reach out to me. Again, for me as well, email is a better method to get in touch with me throughout the school day. I too will certainly make sure I reach out to you. If you need me, I'll put a number in the email. I certainly will call you back. And same in terms of issues, any student issues, anything in the classroom, the same route, reach out to the teacher. But certainly any kind of situation going on with your youngster, any kind of help, recommendation, questions, whatever the concern may be, certainly reach out to me and I'll try to help you in any way. Okay, my email is mbrown@chclc.org, and that's pretty much it.
Here. I think when you first come to middle school, you're a little bit overwhelmed at the amount of paperwork that we require, especially when it comes to sports. You must have sports physical, play sports. Our sports year starts September the 14th. All the forms are on the Cherry Hill Carusi webpage under the nurses room. It'll say sports information. We can only accept the sports physical that's governed by the state of New Jersey. In addition to that, any form you could possibly want is on there. For example, if your child is allergic to medicine and needs an EpiPen, that's on there. If your child is an asthmatic and requires medication to go, that's on there. Anything that you would need is on the link. Most of the new student paperwork I have gotten, if you were deficient in any kind of immunizations, I sent you a notice. The only other thing that I don't know whether you know yet is that when you go online, there's paperwork for history about your child, as well as signing permission for Tylenol and Advil. If you go onto that link, you can give permission for your child to receive Tylenol or Advil. The order was written by the medical director, and it's according to your child's weight. So if your child is under 95 pounds, they require a much lower dose than over 95. And of course, that's your decision. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is mtaylor@caclc.org, or you can call me. Have any questions, you can see me later on tonight. I'll help you with whatever you need. Need a form, I have some in my office.
For 7th grade, if your child has an IEP presently, just to alleviate some of your concerns, Mrs. Blumenstein and I coordinate a lot. And so any concerns that you have, you can take them to myself, or you can take them to Mrs. Blumenstein. We've cross-referenced schedules a few times to make sure that they are accurate and that they meet the IEP guidelines. So, but if you have any concerns, please feel free to reach out. My email is afinkel@chclc.org. .org. And if many of you already know me, you probably already have my cell phone. So.
This is athletics and activities. If you'd like to take a little mass break while we're outside, feel free to. That's what we're doing with the kids when we're in school. We're outside for PE and other activities. We're taking a little mass break. As far as athletics, my name is Rich D'Alessandro. I'm the athletic director. Fall sports will start on Monday, September 13th, our third day of school. We have boys soccer, girls soccer, field hockey, and cross country for the fall. If you want your child to try out, register them on the Genesis portal. Also, they need a current physical submitted to the nurse's office. If you have physical questions, Nurse Taylor's here somewhere tonight, and you can seek her out and ask her questions. We will have a Meet the Coaches video presentation that will drop on the Carusi webpage at 7 p.m. on the first day of school, Thursday, September 9th. We also offer intramurals in the fall, basketball, volleyball, and tennis. They will start the week of September 27th, and we'll give additional information about those to students in PE class. You still sign them up on the Genesis portal, and they still need a physical to participate in those activities. Besides athletics, we also offer a plethora of activities. Here's Mr. Cord to address activities.
So for activities, during the first month of school, during morning announcements, you're going to start hearing which activities are available, when they take place, and who runs them. It's very important that during those announcements, you pay attention if you want to join an activity. We have a ton of activities. Off the top of my head, we have art club and robotics club, we have newspaper, we have environmental club, creative writing, yearbook,
Gardening.
chess, ton. If we don't offer an activity for a topic that you're interested in, you can suggest it to us. If we can find an admin or a facilitator and enough kids to take part in it, we'll probably start it. So we try to accommodate everybody. There's something for everybody here. If you play a sport, for instance, during the fall you play soccer and you can't be in the activity, once your season is up and you want to join, find out who runs that activity. You can just ask them if you can join. They're probably going to say yes. And that's pretty much it for activities. Make sure you're listening for announcements and you should be fine. Oh, and they run from 3:15 in the afternoon to 4:30. If you're not getting picked up or walking, there's a late bus.
Visit on your schedule. If it has an A next to it for A day, you'll have your exploratory on B day. You'll have a music exploratory where you learn different instruments as well as music technology depending on the grade level. Communication, which is focused on non-technology communication, so oral presentation, things like that. We also have a STEM program where we have 2 STEM teachers, both within the same marking period, so you'll get a taste of both of those things, as well as art. And you'll have all of those all 3 years at Carusi.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Ibanez. I'm one of the 6 Spanish teachers we have here at Carusi.
I'm Mrs. Meter. I also teach Spanish here. Hi, Mrs. Augustin. Mrs. Lally.
And then we also have Mr. Defner and Ms. Andros that teach Spanish, and we have 2 French teachers as well, Ms. Gardner and Mr. Reynolds. At this point, you should have already chosen a language if you're in 6th grade, and that's the language that you will stick with all 3 years, so it's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. If there's any new 7th graders, same thing, whatever language you're starting now is the same language you will study 7th and 8th grade. Spanish or French that you will be learning, you will be taking that class every single day, just like your humanities or math or language arts. At the end of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, you're finishing level 1 so that you're moving on to level 2 as you move to high school.
We also have a wonderful music program here at Carusi. We have a band program, a chorus program, and an orchestra program, which all students can choose to join, whether they're beginners or experienced. I have a website here on the board if anyone needs it. If you're an incoming 6th grader and you played an instrument or involved in chorus, your parents should be getting an email about how to sign up. But we're always welcoming new members, particularly this year for someone who maybe did not participate last year and is interested in trying out an instrument or chorus. That program is one large group practice during advisory 1 day per week, and then a small group session that will rotate through in a pull-out fashion during your school day. So that's all we have for you. We are hoping to hear from some questions that you might have for us about PE, exploratory, world language, or band. Anyone have questions that we can answer for you?
Hi guys, welcome to Pick Up and Drop Off. If this is your first time on our property, we will talk a little bit about how students access the entryway in the morning, whether they get dropped off in a car, on a bus, on a bike, or they are walkers. My name is Julie Benavides. I am the direct assistant principal to 6th and 8th grades, and this is my partner, Mrs. Smith, who is the direct principal to 7th grade students. So we loop with our kids. If you're 6th graders, we will be friends all the way through 8th grade and your exit onto high school. And if you are 7th graders, have started with Mrs. Smith, or here she is, and 8th graders, I've been with them since their 6th grade entryway into Carusi. If this is your first time on our property, you probably entered on one of our far entryways. We called one of them closest to the field. That is reserved for buses in the morning. Please do not attempt to enter that way, as you will be stuck behind all of the morning buses. There is an entryway right next to that driveway, and that is the one that we called closest to the tennis courts. That is where you want to enter in the morning. That entryway will lead you right along this sidewalk, and feel free to drop your child off wherever they are most comfortable. Some students get off at the far end because they don't want to be seen getting out of your car, and that's okay. They'll walk right up the driveway. Some wait to this very front of the doors, even though they don't enter at the front doors. We want students to walk along the sidewalk. Mrs. Smith is going to show you where you would exit. So anywhere along this end is where they can get off safely. Mrs. Smith is walking approximately to where that red car is. That will be your exit. So you don't want to go all the way down, because then you will be stuck with buses as well. So we reserve that road for our buses. Right where she is pointing is where you will exit if you drop off in the morning. Mrs. Smith is also going to point to the end of the walkway, because kids will continue to walk all the way down and they will make a right. It doesn't matter if a child walks, takes a bike, or is dropped off. All kids enter the building the same way. So 6th graders are going to enter in the first set of doors, what we call the A hallway. 8th graders will enter in the E hallway, that's the second set of doors. And the far last doors are reserved for 7th grade, that's the C wing.
Welcome everyone! So good to see you, future Mustangs. We are going to take you on a quick tour today, so get ready for the ride. We want to first explain that each house in each grade has about 100 students in it. And you are broken up into 3 houses. Each day when you come to school, you will visit language arts class, math class, humanities, science. We like to think of these core classes that come together each day as a house. It's your home for the day. And our advisory, which you will see twice a day, is more like your family in school. In advisory, we like to create this sense of community. And you'll see your advisory's teachers twice a day. We like to provide you with academic support, social emotional learning. We do character education and extended projects. And we are here to help you. We are your go-to person. Every other day, you will alternate between physical education and your exploratory. Your exploratories are art, music, communication, and STEAM. You can also visit the Media Center. It's open daily. You can check out a book, use the computer lab, or even read a magazine and get assistance in research. School supplies. This has been a really big question for a lot of parents. You can find your school supply list on the Carusi website under Quick Links. When you click on Quick Links, you then go to supply list and can look and see what you need for each grade. In Genesis, you will be using Genesis now if you are a 6th grader. This is a place where you can check your schedule, check your classes, what teachers you have. You should have a login and a password. Summer reading, there is still time to complete it. If you go to the district website, because you are unsure if you have completed your summer reading, you can go to the academics tab, go to summer reading, find your grade level, the books that are available to read, and the assignment. We are all a part of Cherry Hill, but it takes something special to be a Carusi Mustang. Welcome.